I had to give me a shot because so much is going on, big brother. It was a big old fight just now. So now jumping to this. There's been a lot going on today. Oh, Dina, what's going on, ladies? Happy
I'm
Saturday to
here.
everybody.
I'm here.
I just
Good
heard a
morning.
bunch
Good
of.
morning.
I said, "Are you okay?" I just heard a bunch of noise. I ain't seen no. I said, "Oh shit." Okay. Anyway, this was a
My
good
bad. I had to
episode.
get my food.
I know
Hold
that's
on.
important. That's important, girl. You know that. Uh, this was a good episode to me. I even teared up a little bit at one point in time, but we'll get into it. So,
You teared up.
I did. I'll tell you why. But I can't. I can't stand Ebony. But you know, go ahead and start. Are you able to recap, Mama? Are you ready? Oh, let me give a disclaimer real quick. Hold on. The views and opinions expressed on this panel are those of this panel and are for entertainment purposes only. Do not, and I repeat, do not try this at home. And don't whine in the comments when you don't like it. We don't care. Welcome everybody on Instagram, YouTube, everybody. Tina, you go ahead with the recap, Mama. I hear echo.
Okay, hold on. Cause I'm in my car.
Oh, you
Okay,
gotta
hold
do it
on.
the other way to Bluetooth.
Okay, hold on. Is there still an echo?
No, I don't hear.
Okay.
No,
All right. Let me do this part first so I can get this out the way, and then
okay.
I'll switch it back to the regular phone. Anyways, so Keisha and Caramel arrive at the performance, and all hell breaks loose. So then the family weighs in on their situation. Of course, they had to take a break in the argument so Justin could perform. Then Keisha and Caramel leave because they kept saying, "When your mama died, when your mama died, when your mama died." So then Aunt Nikki starts crying. And so then that's kind of where they cut everything. And then the next day, you got Nicole and Jermisha discussing the night's events, and they say they're going to check on Keisha. And then Nicole comes to Keita and Chris's house to present Chris the contract. And then Keita and Nicole, they discuss the previous night's events. And Keita has to get a new stripper name. And then Keita and Chris' anniversary is coming up. Nicole goes over the lengthy highlights of the contract. Jamisha and Aunt Nikki have a talk about the event and her strategy to speak with the G1s. Keita, Monet, and Keisha go to work out. Chris and Keita have their anniversary dinner, which he was late to. And then Chris and Keita go meet with Nicole about the contract and he has his own contract to present. And then next week, Keisha and Nicole go to therapy. Jamisha has a conversation with the G1s, and then they have the Braden Family Day Rodeo Roundup, and they discuss the land deal.
You really broke that shit down for real, for real. Okay, so first I want to say shout out to everybody from all channels. Okay, for coming through every Saturday talking about the show. Instagram shout out to you guys as well. Thank you for coming through. Hit that like button, subscribe. I do have Dina's channel pinned on YouTube in the chat. Do me a favor, please, and go and subscribe to her channel. We're trying to get to her back to where she was before. Okay. Anyway, let's go ahead and get into it. The first thing, yeah, we was talking about that they will continue on discussion at the place. The whole brunch with the broker. Keisha and Tim talked about that last time. So Caramel wants Keisha to come clean about everything that she did. So this turned into that whole situation, the whole argument, da da da. So she said the day my mom passed, Aunt Nikki called my ex, letting her know. And I think Ebby has spoke to this but the very first time we brought this up, and I think we all collectively said, if you have an ex or somebody that lost somebody, especially somebody is a parent, or whatever, you're gonna reach out and say something, unless you're just a cold-blooded person. So Nikki reached out, obviously caring about Keisha, saying, "Hey, you might want to reach out to Keisha. She just lost her mom." Okay. Caramel, all she saw was the girl's phone blowing up. And as Nicole stated, and I do agree with Nicole, regardless of what is going on, her mother just passed 48 hours before. That could have been tabled for another time, not in front of family and getting up and walking out. I want to start there. Abby, what's your thoughts, Mama?
Um, I'm glad that I was right. Because that's a lot. It's a whole lot. But and Auntie didn't know nobody knew that she had cheated with this girl.
Right.
So therefore, it wasn't done out of any malice or anything like that. I'm still where I'm stuck at is, why is the auntie crying? Like, that's why I got stuck right there. When the auntie started crying out the clear blue sky, what is you crying for? Why? Oh, little Latin boy in drag, why are you crying?
Oh my God.
Little Latin boy in drag, why are you crying? Because it made no sense to me.
Oh my God.
Let me tell you why she was
Wait.
crying.
Okay.
Because Chris said, "What would your papa think about
Yes.
this?"
Come on, about Dina.
And
Yes. Yes.
she was like, he wouldn't like none of this. And I think it hit her that they
Yep.
had kept saying, "Your mama died, your mama died, your mama died." Then they brought up Papa, who is, the way they make it seem is recently passed as
A
well.
year. A year. Yeah.
Yeah,
Just past a
okay.
year.
So then I think everything just kind of hit her at once when he said, "What would your papa think about this nonsense?" And she's like, "He wouldn't like none of this." And then it was instant tears because she probably, thought about how she feels about him passing and the whole conversation. And maybe it was just stressful. But I know she started
I miss
crying
Baything.
as soon as he said that.
Well, in my opinion, I agree with
Look
Dina
at
with
my
that.
face.
Well, okay, well, Miss Abby, we going okay. So we've been here before. We don't agree. It's okay. So for me, I'm gonna say that with the auntie situation, I've been. I'm not gonna people names because I don't mind calling my mom and calling me and da da da. But I have been in family situations where the auntie came in the middle of cousins and everybody arguing and people getting upset, crying. I'm like, why are they crying? And they tell us later on they don't like all the drama, they don't like all the mess. On top of the fact, what Dina said, I really agree with bringing Papa up. They probably had a few drinks in them. You already kind of a little loose. On top of the fact, Keisha going in on her, and Keisha Keisha looked like she was just fed up with the whole thing. Like, I'm always on the side of the family anyway. So why are you calling my ex? It was just a lot, that whole entire scene. And I just think the auntie she just got upset. It was a lot for her. Now I understand what everybody's saying, like, why is she crying or whatever. They still grieving. She was one of the ones that started tearing up at the birthday when they mentioned him at the birthday situation or whatever on the first episode. She got very emotional. So Dina, I do agree with you about that. So it was just a rough moment for her. I don't know. Miss Babe Thing, how you doing, Mama? How y'all doing, guys? That's in the chat. Welcome. Make sure y'all do me a favor, hit the like button and subscribe if you are new to the channel. Also, subscribe to the ladies that's up here on the panel with me. My panel, please, please, please. These ladies have great content on their own channel, so do me that favor and follow them as well. Period. Okay. All right. Let's see. So, Keisha says you guys feel some type of way, and you guys didn't tell me, and y'all left me out of it. That goes back to what I was saying earlier, where Keisha always feels put to the side, to the left. I gotta be introduced to cousins. I mean, I gotta be introduced to auntie, and I really wonder the auntie she's talking about is Nikki. But anyway, leaving me out of it. And Jaquita, there's something wrong with Jaquita. Let me start with that, because baby, I don't know why I feel like I didn't realize it when she was talking about, well, spell it. Da, da, da. I said, wait a minute, there's something wrong. She's talking about her own people, but it was still funny talking about calculate that HO. Okay, whether she was being, all of that in a bag of chips, just like Abby said, something went on there where Caramel didn't even know what was going on. But at the same time, I'm gonna say this again, regardless of what's going on with the two of them, I still don't think the funeral, it would have been a place to act out. I could be still pissed off and be supportive of you and your family, not storm off and leave. But bitch, when we get in the car, and get to the house, whatever. I'm not doing all that in a situation like that. I'm not. I'm just not. I just don't get why is a funeral the place that we're gonna blow up at. And I say this from real life stuff. Why did the place you gotta do all that? Go ahead, Dina.
Okay, so you see what Nicole said about it. Her husband had cheated on her, and then it was, his mama's funeral. Couldn't even say nothing. I mean, we all say what we would and could and wouldn't, woulda, coulda, shoulda, until you in that situation. But we don't know how recent the cheating was. You know what I'm saying? So there's So that we don't know where they were in their relationship, and sometimes your emotions just spill over at the wrong time.
But Nicole had said the same thing, but she said, "There's no in the world I would have done that at the funeral." Everybody was saying the same thing.
Sure.
I could be pissed off at you all day, but I'm not gonna do this in front of your family. And we it would just you about to you just well, I don't know if she buried her or not. I'm assuming she said 40. No, well, I don't know. 48 hours she just passed. That's a lot. We're gonna deal with that later. Now I will say that Keisha did do her wrong. I'm talking about Caramel, how she handled all of it. She's getting mad at her family, but I'm saying to myself, Keisha, mama, you got a hand in that too. You know what I'm saying? You put Caramel out there looking crazy. You should have protected Caramel. And she didn't. Abby, what you think?
Anybody can say what they would do when they're not in that situation. But you're not gonna know what you're gonna do until you actually put there. So everybody can say, "Oh, I wouldn't pop off at the funeral." I thought it was the date of, like, after the mama died that this situation happened, not at the actual funeral. But
It
listen,
was two separate instances. It was a conversation that was overheard where I guess she was arguing with her on the phone maybe after she left. Because y'all, if y'all listen closely, she said they had a get together afterwards and she showed up and the ex was there. And that's when she left.
I don't know if they all got together because she had just passed. You know how I go like uh let's go take care of her. Cause for her to be calling the ex, she must have felt like I want to try to make sure she has all the support that she needs at this time. So maybe either she just found out, maybe they just, I don't know the situation. But the reason why I can say I wouldn't do that because of the situations I have been in where funeral and people in death was involved, and I did not. So I can say I would not be angry as fuck. Excuse my language, but not do walk out, all the extra. Now, mind you, I might have what they say, the rest and whatever, probably not even talking. But I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? I still wouldn't have done all that. If I'm gonna do all that, I'm gonna stay home because somebody did just pass. It's something to me. It means something to me about stuff like that. I didn't see too many things at funeral where people do too much, and I feel like that's a time. That's a time where you shouldn't do that. That's why I'm saying I know I wouldn't do that. I know I wouldn't, and this is the only time I can say that. A lot of the time I've been saying I don't know what the hell I would do, but this time I can say that. But anyway, but I do understand what y'all saying when y'all say that as well. When you're in a situation you don't know what you're gonna do. So also Misha was saying she was listening at the door. What they say, so it's this door. I don't know. I was like, what was going on at this one event? I mean, not event, I'm sorry, excuse me. At this sad situation. She listening, but she said they both were kind of calling Keisha kind of out there saying she probably was hoeing around. We know how she is. They always saying that and kind of feeling bad for Caramel, saying, she really wasn't going off, but you could tell she was upset. I don't know. I don't know. It just seemed like it was a really bad day for everybody. I'm kind of happy they had discussion. But let's talk about how whole little Justin trying to get his little song out. You got the whole entire family over here arguing over some stuff that happened 20 some years ago. Justin looking like, do you not see me up on the stage? Like, so Dina, what what you think about me? Because are you still chewing? I'm sorry.
I was rolling. You hear me? Because he really was looking like, dude, do you not see the words coming out of my mouth? Like he was really upset. Although one what it was, Jamisha, I think, caught the cue. And she was like, hold on, y'all. And I swear to God, they was on the last note of the song and they was back at it.
Mm-hmm.
Like he was still standing at the microphone. You could still hear him breathing in the microphone. And they was back at it.
Well, see, Misha was trying to control it, but I love how she said, "Look, because he's about to sing." We all would have done something like that. Okay, we
Right.
argue. I get it. We talk. You see my dude about to start singing. Y'all need to go ahead and shut the hell up real quick. We'll talk about this later. You know what I'm saying? Because and then when Chris kind of walked up, I love how the husbands kind of jump in when they know they're not messy like the Peters. They kind of jump in when they feel like y'all doing too much. Well, Papa say that's all he had to say, and it completely changed the whole situation.
Mm-hmm.
So, Abby, was they rude, or should the husband be understanding?
of course, he was rude.
I'm just being sarcastic.
That young man said, "I just came to dance at Junior's party, and that's it." And y'all wouldn't even let him do that.
Mm.
Um, listen, they was all doing too much. I'm still listen. I guess it's because I'm not a crier. I'm not a crier.
Okay, got you.
So I'm still stuck with, oh, the fuck is you crying for? But this would have been my face when she cried.
Well, you saw Nicole was laughing. Okay, I'm gonna be transparent.
Like, what is happening here? Like,
Nicole was laughing and Jaquita made fun of her. Now we all are nieces, and we probably have said some things about aunties or whatever. But I love it when she be checking and watch her tone, because I know I've been told that more than one time in my life, and probably will be again. But what I'm saying is, love you, auntie. But what I'm saying is that everybody was confused while she was crying, and maybe it was the way she was crying. I don't know. Look, man, that whole night would have been messed up. If I was, that was me, if I was me, she would have said, "Look, I'm gonna go sit at the table where my husband is. Y'all can argue by yourself," and I would have got up and left and went sit right in the front, because they came there for a show and it ended up turning to a different show. And I guess Jaquita said you shouldn't have brought it up, because I caught that too. I think it was Nicole. But Nicole was saying it's always an open end. It's always, we never resolve it. Let's have the conversation. So I think they both were right. But I just think that place was maybe not the, maybe it should just, I don't know. It wasn't the right time. But you know how family is. If it's going to happen, it's going to happen wherever it is.
It was just well, is the whole family upset with Caramel? Is that her real name?
Somebody said stripper name. I almost passed out. But I said they wrong for that right there. I don't know if that's a real name or not. Caramel, because there's Dina corrected me last weekend. But
hey, I know several girls named Caramel,
me
Caramel,
too.
and
Not
all
several,
that.
but
Mm-hmm.
but so, and the way it's spelled uniquely, I was like, you know what? That's probably her real name. Because some of these kids, these women I've been meeting, I'm like, what's your name? That's your real. She said, yeah, it's my real name. People be a name of the food, all kinds of stuff. Anyway, I'm sorry, I don't mean to do that, but I'm just saying, I think it's a real name. Not saying I'm making fun of it, because it sounds like I kind of was. But anyway, so let's go ahead and get into the Nicole and Chris contract, because I know we're probably gonna talk about this for a minute. So when I tell you they call her Oscar Rain Jr., it's real talk. But Nicole is talking about this Chris contract, and she is frustrated because she's saying that money is coming out of her account going to this man, and she don't feel like that he is um doing his obligations as far as what's in the contract. And I really want to listen to both sides and think about what I heard last weekend. Like, okay, she's saying there's money given out. That I'll start by what Ebby said last weekend too. Okay, well, this is a contract. If I have other things going on in my business, it just needs to be a conversation, things be organized for everybody can coincide together, which I do agree with that as well. And I feel like that he communicates, I got this stuff going on, whatever. I don't know if there's a breakdown where she's saying this needs to be going on, because when she gave him all the list of things she wanted him to do, and then she said the pay was the same, I said, well, are you adding on to what he was already doing? And you're saying the salary is the same? This is my feedback on that. Okay, let's say that, because when I listened to the history of how Jaquita was saying that she put the bill for a minute, he got fired from his job and he kind of lost his mojo, and then trying to be an entrepreneur is difficult, and there's usually no money for years before there's a profit. That sounds like a tough situation. So what I say all that to say that he's probably really focused on his business, and kind of it does make a little sense when Nicole is saying that he's neglecting the Bradens. Now, if that is happening, I understand Nicole's point. Now, I don't agree with Nicole when she says I'm going to add more to your plate and keep the salary the same. Then that part I do not agree. Okay, so Abby, what's your thoughts, Mama?
How you go?
Uh-oh, Jesus.
Oh, please.
Dina, Miss Abby's so popular. Go ahead, Mama. What you think? This contract.
Yeah, I don't believe that you should add some extra on to somebody's contract and then try to charge them like more money, or pay them the same amount of money. If you add extra services, you need to ask some extra zeros.
Period. And okay, then what do you think about the fact that there's this tug of war where it's like she's pretty much saying you're getting paid a salary but not delivering?
I need you to document what it is that I'm not delivering. Like I said that before. Like, give me an instance. Like, if you wanted me here on February 22nd and you notified me on February 13th when I already had told you that I had something booked for February 22nd, then am I not showing up, or was you just late in requesting my services? You know what I'm saying? Like, I need instances where I booked you. You said you had nothing going on and you didn't show up. Now, then that's a violation. But if you think just because I'm on the payroll that you can call me in the 53rd hour and get what you want, that's not how this works. You know, slavery is over. So I need some
You need some
context.
content to find out what's the
Yeah, to see what give me exact instances, because you know I'm all about the contract. I work in contracts all day long.
Yes, you
What's
do.
in the contract is what's gonna happen at your event. So, and then on top of the contract, we have a banquet event for it that also details line by line, timelines, food, all that. So I need you to tell me what it was that you wanted me to do that I didn't show up for. And if we had a discussion about me not showing up because I had something else booked and you tried to book after that, that's not my fault.
Well, I will also say that the situation with his wife, she booked something, and I'm only saying this because you have to add context what we see. This is what I'm saying. His own wife is frustrated with him because she booked the whole anniversary, he didn't show up to, or sorry, he showed up late to, and he was overbooking because of his business. So you're not only not organized with the Bradens, you're also not organized with your wife as well. So what I'm saying is not saying that completely 100% we know all of it, just a little bit that we're saying is she completely wrong? She's wrong about the contract. Yes. I'm gonna say, is she completely wrong about maybe how he's handling it? He's trying to get a little bit of he might be having some misses. He might be struggling a little bit. I'm just saying. Abby, you back?
Yeah. Listen, you can't give me this contract and add on all these additional duties and give me all of these additional responsibilities and all of these deadlines, and these are the deliverables, and this is when we want it by, and that's this, that, and the third. And then you basically doubling my responsibility, but you want to continue to pay me the same amount of money. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. You going if you want all of these additional things from me, which I am more than happy to provide to you, and still be able to carve out time for my additional responsibilities with my business outside of you all, you're gonna have to come up with some more money. Because the amount of things that I will have to rearrange and put off because I'm meeting the new standard and demands that you are pressing upon me with this particular contract requires that you have got to give me more money, and that's the beginning and the end of it. If you want all of these responsibilities met and you want to pay this amount of money, then maybe you should seek someone outside, because this is you asking for a lot. You're
You know
asking
why?
for a whole lot, and I have business responsibilities outside of you all.
Damn.
And I'm building up my portfolio and my
Mm-hmm.
resume outside of just being y'all do boy, photographer, videographer, media person at this particular thing. Now you take all of these responsibilities and go out to the job market with what you are paying me and see how many people want to work for that.
So apparently, like she said, the money that she's quoting him is the same salary as others who do the same job as that she wants. My thing is because he's good at it. You've seen what he's done. He does great work. Um, Pay him what he's worth. You don't know them. You don't know their work. You know his work. As
Here's
far
what
as
it is.
you know what I'm saying, I'm just saying they know it, so why not give him more money and more incentive? Because if he goes somewhere else or just continues to focus on his own, then you're going to lose a good talent. But I also understand what Jaquita is saying. Would I also say this, because she's looking at like, look, I'm on my sister's side and my other side, but I'm looking at myself. I've been footing the bill for a minute. And I know Abby can, we've talked before and ready to love about this, as far as, she's been footing the bill. She sounds like I don't want to go do that again. And I ain't trying to be funny. I could kind of feel that when she's like, look, I get what you're saying, baby. I understand what you're saying. But if you don't sign this contract, you know what I'm saying, we probably going to be losing some money and I'm going to have to be that one again. And I could just tell, like, just like she said, I want that soft life. I just wanted to put that out there. So go ahead, Dina.
No, what I was gonna say is, I think, this is just my opinion, but if you asking for all these additional responsibilities for the same pay, she trying to get back work. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, she trying to get retro work. So she's saying, we paid you all this money for however long he been collecting the check, and she feels like he didn't do what XYZ. So now she's gonna put all the work in this contract because she trying to get money. She trying to get work done from a year ago, like for the past year. That's what it sounds like. It's kind of petty. Like, hey, okay, we're gonna do this deal, but I want all this done, which is what you should have been doing. The initiative we wanted you to take, the blah blah blah, whatever, and then maybe we'll renegotiate your contract next year. That's kind of what it sounds like. Like, yeah, you've been getting paid to sit around and do nothing. So this next year, you're gonna do double the work for the money that you already got.
Well, Xavier from Abby's channel says, I think Nicole wants Chris to take initiative and just think of things to make himself useful. Abby, what's your opinion about this, mama?
First of all, she needs to understand that he is useful, and he clearly he has other business obligations. If he needs him to do a contract, so he can weave in and out of that contract to be able to facilitate the other jobs that he wants to book. So I feel like she only sees the value in working for her family and not him working for himself. She sees the guarantee of, oh, if I know he works for the family, he has a contract for the family, then a paycheck is always going to be coming in, versus if he's out here freelancing and building his own business and working for himself, we could be feast or famine depending on.
You mean Jaquita? You somebody's wife? You mean the wife?
I didn't call nobody's name.
Well, who are you talking about? I'm just trying to follow.
You asked me about the wife.
Yes. I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about Nicole. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh no, I was talking about the wife.
Okay. Okay. No, you good, mama. No. It was a two-parter. So you're doing everything right. I was just trying to make sure you're talking about Jaquita, because of what you have a lot of experience and stuff like this. As far as this, you discussed it, and you've been very transparent on my panel for years. And so when she said it, I did think about you as far as what you're going to say about it, because of the things she said. I'm sorry, but go ahead. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Go ahead, mama. I want to hear this.
Oh no. And so I don't necessarily think that Nicole wants him to take initiative. I think she just wants him to be tied down and that they beck and call for whenever they decide to get a wild hair up their butt and they want to do a photo shoot, and oh, we got him to do that for us.
But as far as the wife, how do you feel? Well, you spoke about Quita, because when you said she's work, and I agree with you what you're saying, that you feel like she feel like if he doesn't sign the contract, they're gonna be destitute and don't have this and that, can't buy bread or whatever. What is your thoughts on that? I'm really curious.
Like I was saying, she doesn't. I feel like she don't have no faith in her husband, his ability to be able to make money outside of the family.
Well, interesting.
Because she is so, because even though she is not like, oh, well, you better sign this contract with the family, woo, woo, and all of these things, That's the prevailing thought in the back of her mind, and we can all see that. We can all see that she really wants him to, regardless of what the parameters are, what they want him to do, the obligations, all of those things. She don't care. She just want him to have guaranteed money, and she don't care what he have to do in order to get that guaranteed money.
And is
And
that a bad
so,
thing?
huh?
Is that a bad thing? Or
Yes. After, yeah, yeah. Because that contract is fugazi, and she don't care nothing
oh
about
no,
that.
it is Fugazi. Yes, it is. It
And she
is.
don't care nothing about that, or how he's trying to build his
Uh-oh.
business up.
Kimar.
Who's the dog? Build
Kimar.
his business up um, without being the family's media do boy. Um, she don't care nothing about that. She just
No,
wants
I'm not gonna say she don't care. I don't. Okay,
no,
this is.
no,
I'm not.
no.
No, I know. I'm
She
not gonna
wants him
say
to
she don't
have.
care. So
She
would
wants
you
him
want to
to
keep
have
going
that
through that?
guaranteed money, and she don't, and she don't necessarily.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like the way it's coming across, the way it's being edited, is she listen. All of that, you want to build your own thing, and that's cute and all. However, we got these kids and we got these bills. Nigga, sign this contract. I know that my family is good for the guaranteed money.
Well,
And
no, feel
and
like
I'm
I
not
could.
going to be.
You
It's
know
not
what?
going to be feast or famine on whether or not you can actually book jobs or not. When you know you got this guaranteed money in your pocket, and I'm not about to be carrying us on my back this whole time. I've been doing it long enough, and now you got to put up or shut up. That's how it comes. That's how it
The
comes across.
the last part you said, but carrying her back, I agree. But the other part, I don't, because I feel like this. Even when she has to come against her sisters, and I'm sure that's probably gonna be difficult. Even when she came with the all white, and she was like, "What you doing here? I gotta make sure it's right." At the end of the day, I feel like she can feel the same about two things at once. Feel what you just said. I'm not gonna do this again. I 100% felt that when I saw her talking to her husband, that she felt that way. But I also think at the same time she feel like, sister, I love you, but that's my man. I gotta make sure he good too. That's why I say I feel like she's in a tight position. Dina, you want to weigh in on this, mama?
I do agree she's in a tight position because, like you said, two things can be true about the same situation. One, she does want the soft life. It was probably rough, during that time frame when he got laid off. You live in a certain lifestyle. Nobody knew the pandemic was going to hit. Like, had to downsize.
They've been married 3 years at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So, you know what I'm saying? And they always say the first 5 years of marriage is the hardest anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So, there's that situation where, okay, we come into this marriage, you got good income, I got good income, you get laid off, now I got to carry the load. I don't want to have to be in that situation again. And I mean, he made a valid point. Sometimes those things happen when you're a team, and that's why you should be equally yoked so that in the event one of the other gets sick, hurt, laid off, whatever, y'all can still live, the way. Okay. But then again, on the other hand, you got to look at pride, ego, how she gonna feel in front of her sisters if he fails or if he don't want
Yeah.
to sign a contract. And she needs to make sure it's a good deal, because just because it's family don't mean it's a good deal. You see people in family court all the time arguing over businesses. So she wants to make
Come
sure,
on, Dina.
if you want my, my husband to do XYZ, it's gonna have to be a good deal. Because if you want to screw somebody over in the street and make them work for pennies, by all means do so. But you're not gonna do like that.
Agreed. I really agree. I think you and Abby, like, man, I'm telling you, y'all coming with the good. I know it sounds crazy when I say it, but whatever. Because as far as the points that you guys are, whatever. Look, you know what am I? It was so the point I'm trying to make is that the commentary, as far as the opinions you guys have given, are everything, because it ties into the whole thing. Because if we always break things down over here, community reviews, and I love the panels that I have the ladies here, because they always get their truth, their personal, whatever, but they also give like period facts. Like two things can go on at one time. And I just think it's just so much going on with that situation. Just like I don't know. We're gonna try to move
Yeah, she's
on.
stuck in the
Got
middle. She's
it.
stuck.
Yes. And look, the thing about it is, she to me when she was sitting there with that all white on, looking at her sister like, look, I know y'all look at me like, because I'm gonna say something else. And I'm gonna be honest. The comment when they worked out, like, okay, I was watching it with my well my ex husband. Now we together now. We were sitting watching it, and she complaining and stuff. Well, that's another story for another day. But he up there complaining in the heat. How you be complaining too? I started going off. But I said that to say is that I saw how they were saying stuff like, "Well, she likes to eat," and it's like the third time I've heard that, and I'm like, okay, she likes to eat. And y'all mentioned that more than once, and y'all show us a middle little sister, whatever. So when she came in there with that white on, to me, she represented like, look, it's a lot of things that are being said. I know I'm goofy. Y'all say I can't drink too many beers, but right now I'm standing with my husband, and I'm gonna make sure that this contract is straight. Even though I'm with my family, I felt like at that moment she was standing 10 toes down with Chris.
And
So
she's respect me and my husband.
100%. That's the way I felt when she came to that table. It's like, it's we family. It's all whatever. Because I even saw when she was sitting there at the little club situation. I noticed how Jaquita was like telling Nicole, "You shouldn't have brought that up about all that's happening." I just see Jaquita. She's kind of like standing up, because I think everybody said before, when you're a little sister, middle, whatever, she brought her own relationship with her sister. You have to sometimes be like that, make that stance, like, baby, I know you older than me, but I'm grown too. So I think Jaquita's kind of coming to that point. That's the way I'm seeing it. Ladies, y'all want to comment on that? Dina?
No, I mean, I feel what you're saying on that. She's trying to like, yeah, I know y'all talk about me. I think I'm this, that, and the third, but at the end of the day, this portion of coming to this contract is business.
Mm-hmm. Abby? Not the flip of the hair. It means so much is coming.
No, it's not
Okay.
that.
I was just looking. I'm gonna show you the clip later. Just the way you did it was like, okay.
No,
Go ahead,
I
mama.
feel like this comes across just like real family shit.
Okay.
Um, you some of your family, you love them because they're your family,
Mm-hmm.
but if you had a choice,
Mm.
you wouldn't deal with them in any way, shape, form, or fashion. Like if we weren't family, you wouldn't be my friend.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like there is, like, I love and respect you because I feel like there's some I love and respect you because we're family. However, I don't like you as a person, and if we weren't related, we wouldn't be friends. I wouldn't know you. I wouldn't speak to you. We wouldn't interact in any way, shape, form, or fashion, and that's okay. Because it happens. You can't choose
Right.
your family. Your
100%.
family is your family.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but sometimes it comes across. That's how it comes across with the way they deal with each other and how they speak to each other and sometimes speak over each other. So and you deal with it because that's my sister, that's my family. I got to love and you know. But if any hard boundaries were set, it would be a problem. That's how it feels to me. If there was any hard boundaries set, um, then it would absolutely be an issue um, with the sisters. Family is softening a lot of these relationships into a longevity that they probably wouldn't have if they had a choice in whether or not to deal with each other.
Right. They might be gone this damn. I was hearing. Anyway. Okay, this is a weird. No, it's still there. Anyway, you got some ads to this? sound drive me crazy. You and okay. So what? What? Let me see where I'm at. I'm gonna eat my notes. Okay. So I know that she was talking about the hard part of working with family. I know I wanted to say this to me, working with family to me would be oh, I forgot. I skipped the part. So I know Jamisha is really trying to push this whole thing with the land. It's gonna bite her in the butt, I believe, next episode. She's gonna try to charm our Charlotte and Aunt Cheryl. Uh she have a knee surgery.
Yeah.
She gonna have both of them together and try to convince them about this whole thing with because Granny Oscarine about the land. And at some point, Nikki had said to Jermisha, she said, go ahead. If anybody can pull off, you can. She said, no offense to Nicole, but you're the oldest grandchild. So I was confused by that statement. I thought Nicole was the oldest.
She said that they trust her. I don't think Nicole is the oldest.
I
She's
don't
the
think Nicole. She's the one that's closest to
oldest.
Oscarina.
Her, Keisha, and
I mean,
Monet.
for real.
She's the oldest grandchild.
That what she said. So therapy is what is recommended, and Keisha is going to do that. I love it that they're talking about therapy because again, people of color do not like talking about therapy. They think it's going to church is therapy, which is something I'm going to actually do at some point in time in my life. But I agree that because I love to talk about mental health. It's very important to me as well. So because I think that black people think they're bearing it and fried chicken and grease in church, that everything will be all right. And no, ma'am, no, it don't be all right. So I'm just saying I love that they are talking about that. So they are talking about now she's gonna say she wants to do luxury market. She sold that house to the young lady for 1.4 million. And I also love how they are honing in on this as far as real estate in Houston, black real estate agents, knowing that this is a white man's world. Honestly, it is. The fact that they are doing things that other people are not doing, and they are just, trying to make it where it's like, okay, we do affordable housing, which nothing is wrong with affordable housing. But what is wrong with somebody being black doing these things and doing the 1.4 million? Why is it got to be the Sunset Boulevard, the blonde, blue eyed? I'm loving where this is going. Dina, what are your thoughts, Mama?
Well, I do want to point out that they have only opened this brokerage had this brokerage for 5 years. Okay, so uh, Jermisha and they all were in corporate America. She said they transitioned out of corporate America about 5 years ago and opened the brokerage. So I really feel like what they've accomplished in the 5 years, they should get their accolades and flowers and all that for that. And then she did say they have about 80 something, 90, whatever agents under them that also do that are with the brokerage. So that's a lot to accomplish in 5 years. So I give them kudos for that. And not to mention, it's black owned and operated, which is a beautiful thing as well, because we don't see a lot of that. And maybe other people will get their families together, or just like, what was it, Selling Tampa, another black owned brokerage. So you don't see it that often, especially in the family dynamic. But I think it's a beautiful thing, and I hope they continue to do good work.
Abby,
Yes.
thoughts? When I say, I'm just saying, like your thoughts about what we're talking about here, but the real estate and all the things. I'm not in real estate, but I love what they're doing as far as black women and trying to take over luxury. Luxury is a millions, so that's actually good. We all wear sunset and all that. You know what I'm saying? We talk about it. So to see they try to do the same thing in Houston and beyond is cool. So I just want to hear your thoughts about that.
It is. I'm always for women getting their things. So listen, I'm 100% behind them busting into the luxury real estate market. Listen, every time I see like a real estate show, I just saw what's it called, Owning Manhattan on Netflix,
Mm.
and it was a black woman becoming uh, one of the top sellers in this luxury real estate market in New York, and she had come from one borough and she signed on to this man's company. Y'all remember Ryan from $1 Million Listings?
Yes, yes,
The
yes.
one that jumped in the pool. He has his own
Mm-hmm.
show on Netflix now called
Wow.
Owning Manhattan.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, it gets good and messy. You gotta watch
Mm.
it. People get
Mm.
fired. It's a whole thing.
Mm.
But there's this black woman on the show, and she is coming in from. She had her own company, and now she's in luxury real estate, and she becomes one of the top people. And there's a black man there, and he's one of the top people. So I'm all about our people breaking into the luxury real estate market and doing the damn thing and making all of the money. Listen, it makes me happy. It makes me happy.
Okay, I thought it was me, but I mean myself, I still heard it, so I don't know who the hell it is. But one thing I'm going to say, honestly, I love that as well. What Abby is saying that, but one thing I also forgot to talk about when they had the reunion situation with her and Chris, he came to the door and the door was locked. So I love how she planned it. The chef made the food. Then of course, if y'all heard the music in the background, the music in the background was actually wait a minute, what happened? The music in the background was actually Zydeco, which is
Mm-hmm.
of course that Louisiana and all the things. The boots, I connected it because even in the small town where her granny is from, my hometown, Natchitoches, that's something they do. They still do the rides, the horses getting tore from the flow up and having a good time. So I love how they kind of connected it. I know about it because I'm from, and people who are from there they know it. But it was just cool. But I also saw her irritation. I felt like Jaquita was just irritated from the sisters to the club out, the husband. I don't know. I was feeling that as well. I didn't know if y'all felt that. The 6 years of marriage, she wants a child and a house. She felt like when he was terminated, that he lost his mojo and wants him to lead the family and be responsible. That she was carrying the load while he was transitioning to his entrepreneurship. She said that her family is very strong. As I'm reading this, when I wrote my notes, she said, but in the day, we want that soft life.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, thoughts, ladies, thoughts, ladies.
Look,
Let me know.
I already said I'm tired of being a real nigga. I want to be a princess.
Oh shit! What the
And
hell?
that's the end of the post for me. That's all I got.
Um, I wasn't ready. Period. Damn.
It's time to say bye bye. Bye bye.
listen.
Go ahead, Abby. Come on.
I too am.
Mm,
I'm tired of being a real nigga.
mm,
I want to live that soft life.
mhm,
So I get it. I get it wholeheartedly. Um, I get it. There's nothing wrong with her wanting those things, wanting a baby, wanting. Listen,
a house.
after a
Yeah.
while, you get tired of carrying the load on your shoulders.
Mm,
That's what I
mm,
had to do as my partner. I here to lighten the load, not add to it. So I'm gonna
mhm,
need you to take some of this on your shoulders, beloved.
mhm,
Now I understand. I said from richer or poorer, for sicker in health, and until death do us part. But I didn't say I was gonna carry it all by myself. You got to carry some of this load. As the husband, you should be carrying the lion's
mm,
share
mm.
Mm-hmm.
Period.
of this load. So please, sir, I need you to get yourself together. Let's do
Yep.
this
That's
because
what she's
you know what
saying.
it's time.
And I know that Dina also can, attest to this as well. And I know this because she share her personal experiences when I was covering, put a ring on it, of her experiences of loving a man, and of course, nothing's wrong with it. Looking out for him, taking care of him, whether it be financial, otherwise. So I want to hear your viewpoint, Dina, and then we'll go
Well,
on to
I
the
mean,
closing.
at some point you expect them to get their mojo back, get to where they need to be. It's not something that can go on for 10, 5, 10, 15, 20 years. You know what I'm saying? Like acrimony, where that man sat in the basement for 20 years. But yeah. I mean, I'm just saying, like, if you're with someone and y'all have an agreement that, hey, I'm gonna help you out and you to get on your feet, or after you've been up and then you went down, then cool. But some people, I'm not saying Chris, because he don't seem like he's that type at all. But some men and even some women will take advantage of these situations and milk it for as long as they possibly can.
Right. Mm-hmm.
But that I don't see that being Chris's story.
I
feel like she don't want that to become his story. She doesn't want to enable him to think, oh, my wife got it. I can just coast on cruise control and do the bare minimum. You're not gonna get ahead that way. If both people are working hard, or if he's leading the family in the proper direction, then yes, everything will fall into place. But if she's doing all the work and he's still trying to lead from the couch, it's not gonna work.
Not from the couch. Jesus help.
I don't think that's Chris's story.
No, I don't think it is. I don't think that's ministry. I don't. I agree.
In general, for whoever anybody's listening, yes, it is nothing wrong with trying to help your man progress and carrying the load, but there's got to be an end date. There's got to be an expiration date on that shit. Otherwise, 20 years later, he gonna be in the basement tinkering with his toy, and you's gonna be upstairs ready to choke him out every time you look at him.
I can't. Jesus. Oh my god. Oh my god. So, yes. All right. Yeah. If you are new to the channel, then this is the part of the show where I call you down. Everybody come down to the altar before Pastor Ebby reviews comes on down. I said it. I did. I sure did. I did. So you continue, and the jack is really moving. So it really needs to move quickly. So and I done had a couple. But anyway, come on down. Subscribe to Receipt Queen. Please make sure you type in the chat, Dina, so they can subscribe to you. Abby, please type in the chat. And make sure your Cash App is available and showing so everybody can get at that, all the things. Okay. Come on down, because this no panel will also give you all the mess and the things and give you the glory in the same hour. Jesus, when he do it in the same hour. I said it. I did. So Pastor Sister Ebony, can you make your way down to the pulpit? Guys, today in the back, look, let me tell you something. In the back, we got something special for you. Instead of fried chicken, we have grilled chicken and the same macaroni and cheese and potato salad. All right. Sister Ebony, are you ready?
We would like the fried chicken back. Thank you.
I will make sure that's relayed. Thank you so much.
You can tell the kitchen staff, don't get fancy. We ain't asked for no fancy stuff. Now, just because you got a new Blackstone and want to be fancy with the chicken.
Look, and it's brand new too. Sure is.
Don't mean we don't want Sister Esther's fried chicken. I don't know who.
No. You see, we put the potato salad, macaroni and cheese. We're not gonna get rid of that. We just change it up a little bit.
You could have did half and half. But okay, I got it.
We got it.
If all hearts and minds are clear, this is dear Heavenly Father. It's again that we come to you as humbly as we know how, just thanking and praising you for all that you are and everything that you do, dear God. Dear God, we want to thank you for allowing us to be able to continue to review this show without a bunch of mess and fuss and muss, God. Dear God, we would like to pray for that contract that Nicole gave Chris, because we understand that the terms and conditions are just too much. Would please allow both of them to come to a meeting of the minds with a mediator and some attorneys to be able, so it's fair on both ends, God, so that Chris's wife won't send herself to an early grave worrying about where her husband's money is coming from. Now, God, we just want to thank and praise you, God, please get Caramel and with the baby named Keisha together so they can get their minds right and repair their relationship and do what they need to do. And so the family will leave that poor child alone. And if you do these things, and God will be so careful to give you the glory and the honor that you deserve. In Jesus Christ's name we pray, amen.
All right, amen. So at the end of this here, before we roll about it here, I need my ladies to tell everybody what they got going on their channel. Starting with Dina, what you got going on?
Okay, so I got House of the Dragon. I've been between all these work days. I need to do a whole bunch of episodes today at House of the Dragon, and then I found a new show. It's the Serpent Queen. It's only a second season, so I think tomorrow.
Ooh. Mm-hmm.
Tomorrow, I'm gonna do all of the first season, and I think there's 2 episodes in the second season, so I can kind of get caught up. Like do like a binge version of like season 1, and then do episode by episode for season 2, and then I'll be on Confessions of a Reality Queens channel. We're going and work with her to do Love and Marriage Huntsville, and then we'll be doing Baddies on Tuesday as well. And of course, we are still patiently waiting for Jocelyn's Cabaret, Texas.
So yeah, I know Jocelyn Cabaret, Texas come out. I'll probably be collaborating with Confessions and Dina with that as well. But Ebony, what you got going on your channel, Queen?
On Wednesdays we do House of the Dragons with Kish My Cheeks TV. Tonight, me and the straight man are gonna be doing, I think, Stylish episode 3. I gotta watch it. I haven't watched it yet. And we're gonna be starting Super Sale, I think, next week. I'll be somewhere doing this finale for House of Fire and the Ruples with the children's either today or tomorrow, one of them 2 days. But yeah, that's what I got going on right now.
Speaking of House on Fire, if you guys did not see my interview with AJ, it was everything, and so was AJ. And I'm telling you, oof, it was good. Okay. Please go check it out. I was very proud to get that interview. First one was wow, Anyway, so please check it out. The show was everything. Season was good. Every season, it was just oof. It's a season 2 they're working on, what I hear in the background, but it is what it is. Also, too, y'all know I'm coming Big Brother, and of course, I'm still shaking my boots about the fact that I'll be doing exit interviews of Big Brother this year, CBS Paramount, officially, like on the list and all that kind of things. And I'm waiting for them to tell me when. I know that Sunday is supposed to be eviction night, so I'm thinking next week. I don't know. I'm a little nervous about it. Let you guys know what's going on with that. But still covering reality TV because I'm the queen of all of that and things. We'll be back next week or whatever. Let's know what's going on with Family Empire Houston. That being said, y'all know who it is. Y'all stay behind for just 2 seconds, ladies. 2 seconds. One thing I want you guys to know, and that nothing that will never change about this, I am the queen of reality TV. Don't get it twisted and don't doubt it. It is what it is. Period.